21-year-old Usain Bolt of Jamaica burst forward. He was a step behind some of the other sprinters, but soon rose to his full 6 feet 5 inches, and suddenly began eating distance in giant gulps of speed. He swept into the lead, his knees rising, arms hacking at the air. He didn't seem to be running. He seemed to be flying. Long before the finish line, he dropped his arms and spread his hands, as if to ask if this was all his opponents had to give. Crossing the line, he smacked his chest with his right hand. All of this, and he still broke his own world record. What happened next was even more transformative. Bolt celebrated. Check that. He partied. He danced. He fell in among the fans. He did his now famous signature to-the-world pose. It was more than sports. Nine remarkable years have passed, and at the World Championships here in London, Bolt, 30 years old now, will run his final professional 100-meter race. The party has raged on non-stop since Beijing, and it has been unlike anything his sport, any sport, has ever seen.
Number one all day, every day. Number one.
Bolt became not only the fastest human in history, but an international celebrity. People who knew nothing about track and field knew this much for certain. That Usain Bolt guy was fast. A year after Beijing, he won the 100 and 200 meters at the World Championships in Berlin, setting records that may not fall in his lifetime.
I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's go.
9.58 seconds for the 100.
Is there no one on this planet to challenge this young man?
And 19.19 seconds for the 200.
Lightning strikes twice as he crosses the finish line.
Oh my
And he's
gosh.
got it.
At the Olympic Games, 3 times he won the 100 meters,
Still invincible.
the 200 meters,
Bold. 200 triple.
and the 4x100 meter relay.
A perfect golden run for Olympic gold.
In 21 championship races, he has lost only twice. Once because he false started, and once because a relay teammate tested positive for a banned substance. Yet he never seemed to take it all too seriously. He would clown with a mascot, and he would get run over by a Segway and rise laughing. And that is the beauty of Usain Bolt. We have been drawn to his greatness, but also to his joy. To the unbeatable swiftness in his stride, but also to the warmth of his smile and the breadth of his embrace. So take a last look. He will be gone soon, and there will never be another like him.
And tonight, time doesn't matter, because we won't see a world record. We don't think we'll see a world record. We won't see it out of Usain Bolt, but what we will see is his last performance. Can he rise up, as you had mentioned, almost a decade now, to the day he has been able to perform at his best at every single major competition?
Well, I don't think we'll see a particularly fast time, and that becomes significant because I think Usain Bolt, after the semifinal, says, so you're trying to tell me that if I run 990 tonight, 989, I'm probably going to win this? Well, I think that's something I'm capable of doing. He's seen Christian Coleman, who looked great. He's seen Johan Blake, who he sees every day in practice. He looked great as well. But I don't think anything he's seen in the semifinals lets him think that this is a field he can't dominate.
One of the amazing things about this stadium is you can tell there is a presence when these fans know that Usain Bolt is about to enter the stadium. And now the individual athletes will be introduced to this crowd here, nearly 60,000 strong and millions watching around the world.
Yes. Su Bingtian, a megastar in China because at the last Worlds he got a silver with the Chinese 4x1. Jimmy Vico of France, 9.86 at his best. 7th in Rio last year in the Summer Olympic Games.
There's Justin Gatlin, the 35-year-old.
And listen to this crowd. They are booing Justin Gatlin as they have all the time since he's been introduced. Johan Blake, dangerous to the hopes of Usain Bolt of repeating. World champion back in 2011. Sabine won his semi-final convincingly over Gatlin. He'll be full of confidence.
The young man, Christian Coleman, the United States.
Fastest in the world this year, 9.82. Only Bolt has run faster at 21.
And here he comes. He sings, he dances, he acknowledges the crowd. When he warms up, he'll run about 50 meters down his lane. He'll turn around and he'll acknowledge the crowd and they'll roar once again.
And if you're wondering why the only guy to get booed here is Gatlin's, because he served a drug suspension for 4 years. A lot of people have never forgiven him for that. So Gatlin, not exactly a crowd favorite, as the fastest 8 men in the world line up and Usain Bolt for the very last time for the 100-meter World Championship final.
And setting the blocks for the final time. He will run in the 4x100-meter relay later this week, but this is the last competitive 100 meters that he will run in his life. So many people ask why. Why would you decide to retire now when you continue to win?
It's because he has stated explicitly, many of my own sporting heroes stuck around too long and lost to people at the end of their careers that they were not supposed to lose to. I don't ever want to have to say that I stuck around too long. He wanted to retire after 2016. A lot of his sponsors asked him to run this last race. If he wins, it's a genius move. If he doesn't, they will have said he should have called it quits in Rio.
There he goes. To the middle of the track, applauding the crowd, and now getting mentally focused for that final 100 meters. Christian Coleman.
Usain Bolt ran 9.72 at age 21. Coleman ran 9.82 this year at age 21. Only those 2 men have ever run 100 meters that fast at that age. So that's good company to be in, and it's why many, including myself, think this young man has an extremely bright future. He's also a good 200-meter runner. The U.S. needs some new talent in that event. They haven't won Olympic medals at 200 meters in the last 2 Olympic Games. Coleman, I thought the best thing I saw from him in the semifinal is his poise. You are not going to beat Usain Bolt tonight if you cannot hold your poise and hold your form in the last 50 meters. You can talk about death and taxes being inevitable, but you know Bolt coming at the end of a 100-meter championship is also likely to happen.
And remember, for Christian Coleman, stepping into this stadium, 60,000 strong here. They haven't experienced things like this as we see Vico.
Vico was 8th in the last World Championships 2 years ago in Beijing.
Usain Bolt, when he set his world record of 9:58, he was running almost 28 miles per hour during that 100 meters.
And Coleman right next to him in lane 5, 9.82 this year, but he's been running fast since February. How much does he have left?
Sabine of South Africa.
And don't forget, he looked very good in his semifinal as well. Let's not overlook the South African.
Johan Blake. When it was a false start by Usain Bolt, Johan Blake stepped up to that opportunity and won the World Championships. And the 35-year-old Justin Gatlin,
the most experienced in the field at age 35, 100 and 200-meter world champion 12 years ago in 2005.
Listen to the roar here for the Great Britain. Prescott just impressed him earlier.
He's just 21. He's having his best year ever. The British champion set a personal best 10:03 in the first round. So Bolt, for the very last time, into the blocks to take on the world's best. At 100 meters, in the World Championships and Olympics, he has never lost in a race that he has started.
Usain Bolt, Christian Coleman, Sabine, and Blake. silence over the entire crowd. There's the gun. Bolt out slow. Christian Coleman has 2 strides on him. Can he reel him in? Christian Coleman trying to win the championship. Bolt at the line. Photo finish. It could be Gatlin as well.
And the entire crowd, Coleman thinks he's got it.
Coleman thinks he has it. Gatlin thinks he has it. And Usain Bolt thinks he has it. The photo finish shows Justin Gatlin as the world champion.
So after 10 years and 3 world championships, the world 100-meter title comes back to the United States as Gatlin wins his second 100-meter world title.
Justin Gatlin closed on Usain Bolt. Bolt, not a great start. Christian Coleman was the dominant figure. And then it was the strong performance by Gatlin at the end.
This looked a lot like the U.S. Championships with Gatlin getting the better of Coleman in the final 5. So the man who won his world title 12